Okay, and welcome to my channel, Midnight Charlie Man Patrick. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's the 23rd of May 2023, and oh, look, I'm going to give you a quick gauge on the time, okay? Let me just put my goggles on, let me give you a quick gauge on the time. I just like to do that. I got something to say. 9:19 p.m. Listen, there's a thing. I'm watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2006, the beginning, with R.Lee Ermey. He's fantastic. Rest in peace. He passed away back in 2018. And just what movie I'm going to watch tonight. So I went onto my external hard drive, and I was going through the list, and I thought, yeah, I'll watch this. Let me just verify something. Verify the. I think I saw this at the movies, because I saw the remake, the 2003 one at the movies, and I think I saw this at the movies. Okay, continuing on with what I wish to convey. There's a big thing in this. Big thing. Oh, he's R.Lee Ermey has just R.Lee Ermey. Oh, he's he's great, isn't he? He's R.Lee Ermey, great. He's terrific, isn't he? But he says, I've just killed the entire sheriff's department. I wonder what that felt like. And I've been thinking about that line ever since the first time I heard it, since the first time I watched this movie. Now I've seen it. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert. This is for anybody who's seen this movie. It is only for people who've seen this movie maybe 6 times or more. So maybe I've seen this movie over the years. I think I've seen this movie about 12 times, maybe 13 times since it was released. So if you're watching this video and you've not seen this, probably stop watching. Spoiler alert, because I'm going to discuss certain things about it. So this is just for this is for anybody who's seen this movie a number of times now. I'm like, well, what does he mean by that? Like, what does that mean? And it's puzzled me a bit. And it just, I think this may have occurred to me a while ago, but especially tonight, I'm thinking, is this guy schizophrenic? Is R.Lee Ermey, is he playing a schizophrenic character? Like he's got multiple personalities? Because why would he say that? That's like, I wonder what that, and I'm like, well, you just killed the sheriff, and I'm like, maybe he's schizophrenic. It's a very clever line. Whoever wrote that line, it's a very clever line. I don't know if Michael Bay directed this. Michael Bay's a great director. Michael Bay directed this, but let me see who wrote it. Oh, let's look this up. Let's look up who wrote it. It's very insightful, and there's a few things about this movie which are a bit. It's not the perfect movie by any means, and I think it has mistakes in it, but they're interesting mistakes. I mean, it's a little bit rough around the edges. I don't have the lantern light on. I just have this lantern light on. I just sometimes I have it off. Screenplay, Sheldon Turner. Let's see what else Sheldon Turner has done. But also, of course, right, Up in the Air with George Clooney, and which I've seen many years ago. Look, so let's get back to business. Not taking care of business. Jim Belushi, 1998, I think. I'm not too sure about that one. Okay, I was initially going to wait for this. I was initially going to watch the whole thing and then comment on it, and then this part of the video came up. I thought I got to press pause here and just comment on it. So, what was I going to say? The dialogue between that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. Was that you got the screenplay right? True and correct. And they've got a vision for the movie. Michael Bay has a vision, and so he takes that screenplay. What I'm getting at is this: sometimes what's involved is a lot of time the players, the actors will improvise. There'll be a bit of improvisation or just improvise or ad lib. But I don't think that line, I wonder if that line was ad libbed. I wonder if R. Lee Ermey ad libbed that, or if it was part of the screenplay put in by the writer. Because there's a big insight into his character. It's like a mystery line. I like mystery lines in movies where you get these lines. You get these lines like and it's like a key to the character. Like it's almost totally off. And you're like, where did that come from? Where the hell did that come from? But it's a piece of the puzzle. And the dialogue between characters, like the two couples, the brothers and the girls, The first couple of times I saw this movie, I was totally engaged by it in every way. But then, like the third time onwards, will be. I start to pick things up. I start to look into things more. I start to pull things apart more. I start to look, especially with the dialogue, especially just with each scene. I pick things up and pull things apart more. They did a good job because it looks like the very late 60s. This film looks like the very late 60s. And credit to them for being able to do that. It does have that. And as soon as R. Lee Ermey picks up the gun, as soon as he picks up the gun in that car, you get the feeling what's going to happen. I'm going to press play again. I do greatly enjoy R. Lee Ermey's his performance. It's almost unnerving. It is actually, and the thing is about this is that his wife comes in, and she says, "You really think you're something in those pants, don't you?" It's like she hasn't. I know it's obvious. Yes, this is a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, yes, and the theme is obvious. But if you want to looking at it from an outside point of view, where this wife is just accepting of the fact that he's just taken out the sheriff. He's just shot the sheriff. I'm not going to sing that song. He shot the sheriff. It's in my. I'm not going to sing it because I'm a world-renowned singer, of course. And she's very accepting of this. She's very nonchalant. You really think that you're something in those pants, don't you? And checking himself out in the mirror. R. Lee Ermey he's terrific. He's very engaging. Can't imagine anyone else playing this role. It's just the dynamics, the components, the way it's especially since I've seen this film a number of times. It makes one think she is just, but she knows what they are and has had that mindset for many years, and so it isn't of any consequence to her his actions then. And because Thomas is mentally imbalanced, because it'd be very easy to say Thomas Hewitt is messed up, fucked up, but I don't look at it like that. I've got to look at it from a different point of view. Thomas Hewitt has a mental imbalance, and the family, family, these guys, husband and wife, have gotten well used to that over the years. In fact, this guy might have been schizophrenic. Well, I'm thinking that only because of that line. I'm just reading into it. I'm only reading into it. I'm thinking, what could it be? I wonder how that felt like. I mean, it's one of the best lines in the film. It sets a premise. And so, before they discovered Thomas Hewitt as a baby, it already shows the wife looking through the bins, sniffing the meat, and doing what she does with that. So that there's already a thing there with their mental health, with their habits, with what they do, and the character set up for this movie. And yes, I know it's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I know it's already a license to do that. It's already already know that they're going to be somehow messed up in their head. They're going to have certain things they do that show this. Yes, I'm just digging a little deeper, because I think about this as I watch it. I'm thinking about it as I watch it. It's interesting. I've just paused on this. I have. That's Ali Ermey has all the qualities of actually he was a drill sergeant. I don't know if anyone knows this. He was an actual drill sergeant in the army, and he'd been doing that for years. I read an article, and he was one of those guys. Right, drop, give me 10. What the hell are you doing, boy? Get over here now. Oh, that's from Full Metal Jacket, of course. Yes. I just realised that. But before he did Full Metal Jacket, Ali Ermey, he was an actual drill sergeant. I'm going to press play again now. I'm going to press play. I'm going to press play. Yeah, press play. Okay. Just a moment. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Ali Ermey's so bloody good he's so good at setting his character and just showing you in a couple of actions what his character is. And look, this woman here, Marriott Marrick, she plays Luda Hewitt. Okay, her glasses. Let me put light on. Hi. Now, let me put the light on. Now, those glasses, I think, set her character. They set her character a great deal. She just has this. It's like a creepiness. I'm searching for something here. I'm searching for a description of what I feel. She's a little bit. There's something disturbing about her. There's something slightly disturbing about her, which it's a little bit set in her ways, a little bit off. She knows who she is. She knows what she is, and these muted colours in the film, they got these muted greens and these greys. Nothing pops out. There's no big popping colours in this movie. Well, I mean, I haven't seen it for a while. I mean, maybe I haven't watched this for about a year. So, but I'm going to continue watching now. I didn't even get 30 seconds before I press play on this again. Okay, let's go. Those glasses. Observation time. This here, and how Hoyt is out of focus, and the face is in focus, and the black mask, he's in focus, and so what it's like is, from the other faces, from that angle, from that perspective, the other face is a part of the darkness. He's in the darkness, like in the disturbance, and this is what I'm getting from it. This is what I'm getting from it. Okay. So Hoyt's out of focus. Hoyt is out of focus, and which means that Leatherface isn't sure. Thomas Hewitt is not sure of what to make of Hoyt at this point. He's uncertain. Like he wants his approval. He's uncertain of Hoyt, and that's the camera telling that part of the story. By perspective. Just an observation. It's just an observation. Someone's taking some reefer. Sorry, wrong movie. Sorry, wrong movie. Wrong movie. Now, this movie's full of little light on again. I'm gonna keep stopping again. This movie has interesting contradictions in it. They're not negatives. They're not negatives. This script is a little bit like Training Day. Training Day is a real mystery of a movie. It's disjointed dialogue. Things are said in it, and you've got to try to connect the dots. Not that they don't make sense, they're just totally disjointed. And like, that was just said, and I don't know what it means. And I've seen Training Day about 15 times over the years. It's like, I'm still trying to work that out. Now, what was I going to say was this look here. They're having a sheriff for dinner, and she's giving that look like, what? Oh. And she's like, oh, are we doing this? It's like, we're doing this. You've killed the sheriff. You've chopped him up. You've cooked him. And she's like, oh, we're going down this path, are we? And the uncle guy, he's of the, I think he's of the same perspective. Like, what the hell is going on here? I know that I said before that they know what they are, but I'm just giving him my perspective on it. So it's and what I'm that's what I'm seeing. It's almost understanding the whole Texas Chainsaw premise is that so she is now like, because I know what they are, their mental, their attitude, and yet she's like, oh, okay, we're going down this track. This is what we're doing now. This is what we're going to do. And so, is this director, is this movie just having fun with the idea? Is it just fun, like the fun idea, the fun license with it to do that? This present situation at the table, dining table, which is set up quite well. I love the lighting, the lighting. Good lighting is lighting that you don't notice, and this is really good. I think the lighting is done extremely well in this. I love the colours set the tone. They set the. It's and the comedy in there, good, great comedy. I mean, it's funny. It's darkly funny. Yes, I do understand. We're going for a black comedy here. Yes, this is a black comedy. It's a black comedy, and it's a black comedy in the sense that, and this actually just occurred to me. I mean, that they try to, but they going for something a little darker than Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, 1986. Did they decide? Because this is dark satire. That's what it is. No, I didn't. I just work that out. I'm just pointing things out. Everything that occurs to me. It's a wonderful little set. It's a wonderful setup here. Look at that. Look at the table. See, it's very simple. There's nothing elaborate about it. It's almost dirty. It's almost grim. It's almost grim. Fun. By the way, I can go through the motions with something like this, and this is just sit there and be really nonchalant about it. There was a point in time where I didn't think I was actually ever going to watch this version. I didn't think I was going to watch this version ever again because I was a bit sick of it. I'd seen it, I think about after 8 times of seeing it, I was like, I don't need to see this anymore because I just wasn't. It became time where I wasn't enjoying it. I haven't seen it for a few years. I think I haven't seen this for maybe. Look, I might probably not have seen this for a couple of years, and sit there, go through the motions of it, and we're going to sit through the whole thing. I'm going to watch the whole thing, but the players in this movie. The only reason I say players is because I watched the old Dark House last night, and it says players involved. The players in this, through the direction and through the editing, they have a rhythm. It's a good it's a good enough remake. It is a good enough remake. Only because of Ali and Ermi. And there's a couple of cringeworthy lines in this movie which are spoken by Ali Ermi, and they're totally off. Like, not in the sense of what the fuck does this have to do with the script? Is this an insight into the man that he is? I believe, well, yes, and the fact that Ali Ermi was actually willing to say those lines. I'm going to get back to it. Before we do that, we're going to watch. Wait for it. We're going to watch. We're going to watch Ali Ermi spit. So some obvious things here is that he says you'll be amazed at the things you can get used to. Well, I think that's an obvious metaphor to what's coming up, and also a throwback to the 1973 version where it says some of the things that are happening today you won't believe are taking place, and that's what I think of. So they've thrown it in there. So in the first one, in the van, where it was like 110 degrees and the entire crew was in every time it was the first one in the van scene. Oh, we got a whole family of Draculas, and it says some moments today you'll have to pinch yourself to wonder if what's happening is really happening. It says you'll be amazed at the things you can get used to. So I think that's a throwback. That's a throwback to that. Yeah. I mean, this movie it's entertaining. It's an entertaining movie. It does its job, but it's entertaining. Is it elevating? It's not. It's not elevating, but I think Ali Ermi is elevating. Okay. Back to the movie. Hey, I was sitting here thinking, can I say something? I can say whatever I like. It's my video. This is their version of the Vietnam War. Because I'm thinking, can I connect this to something? I want to be able to get into the light. I want to be able to connect this to something. I'm sitting here watching it. I think I'm 27 minutes into the movie, and I'm thinking, yeah, I've seen this movie a few times. And how the brother says, I'm not going, Eric. I'm not like you. I'm not going. And the biker gang, it's there. It's as an offshoot, but they're having their own Vietnam War. It's their own war. It's a war of principles, if you like, motivations and principles. It's their Vietnam War in Texas, and it's their war. It is a war, yes. I think it represents that. It's a new thought. It's just because they're going to the Vietnam War, but the Vietnam War is there with them. It's their war. And I do realise this is just basic entertainment horror film, and I'm looking into it a little bit. I am looking into it a little bit. I'm pulling it apart a little bit. I'm just wondering what I can see. Okay. It just occurred to me. It just occurred to me that this is very much an Ali Ermi film. It's really there's a lot of Ali Ermi in this, and I wonder if, like, the screenplay writer or Michael Bay, I wonder if they like it was intentional, like to set Ali Ermey as a. What I'm trying to say, no, okay. There's a lot of Ali Ermey in this, and I wonder if Michael Bay said to Ali Ermey, look, you know, just do stuff in this, just do something, and just do your thing, you know, do your thing. Or what if Michael Bay and the screenplay writer, they sat down and they just did they put all this in, or did they just you know, say to Ali Ermey, you know, just do what you want, do a bit of what you want, and also another thing is that the dialogue between the two brothers and the girls, it can become a bit tedious at times. It does become a bit tedious to me at times. Yeah, it becomes a bit tedious, and so that you know, that is something. I wasn't going to pause it again, but now I've just paused it to say that Arlie Ermey is an essential component. He's an essential component of this movie, and this movie wouldn't work with anybody else doing this. And you know, you got the Full Metal Jacket, drill sergeant, and perhaps Michael Bay said, "Yeah, just go for it, just go for it." Yeah, yeah. Um, After a couple of times of watching this, the dialogue between the two brothers and the girls, yeah, it gets yeah. What? Yes, yes. And then he's going to tap the gun on the siren's going to come on. He's going to tap the gun on the siren. Yeah, going to tap the gun. Oh yeah. Tap the gun. And the siren will come on. Oh yeah, the siren will come on. The siren will come on. Okay, I got another one. Oh, I got another one. I got another one. Oh, I got one. Oh, I got another one. Oh, I got one. Alright. Oh, I got. Oh, I got 33. 20 minute mark. 33 minutes, 22 minute mark. And 33 minute mark and 22 seconds. Oh yeah, 33 minute mark and 22 seconds. I got one. I got another one. 33 minute mark and 22 seconds. Oh, I got one. Oh, I got another one. Got one. Look, this scene here, and the way the music's playing. Look, this scene here, the way the music's playing, it's like the end of Mad Max 2, right? It just kind of reminds me of Mad Max 2. That music, which is Walking Over the Hill, and the end of Mad Max 2, and I thought about Mad Max 2. I just thought about Mad Max 2. That's all. I just thought about it, and I just thought of that for that. Yeah, I just thought of that. It's a whole family of Draculas. And it just occurred to me. It's a whole family of Draculas. Yeah, I did. I found something. Now, look, it's just occurred to me. Knows this before. Look, this week is going to get to the point where she's going to get under the... Look, okay, so... Look, she gets under... Now, look, it's about Monty, old Monty, and the tow truck driver. Now, I'll verify this. Who's going to verify it? I'm really excited about this. Well, only because I just noticed it. Now, we'll look up House of... let me look up... Okay. Okay, so... House of a Thousand Corpses... House of a Thousand Corpses, 2003. Oh, so this was made in 2006. House of a Thousand Corpses was made in... So, House of a Thousand Corpses was made in 2003. Texas Chainsaw Beginning was made in 2006. And this tow truck driver reminds me of Tiny, Matthew McGorry, Tiny, but who plays that big? But okay, so old Monty reminds me of Matthew McGorry, Tiny, but the two of them mixed together. So the tow truck driver from House of a Thousand Corpses and Tiny combined remind me of old Monty. Now the thing is, House of a Thousand Corpses is Okay, House of a Thousand Corpses has it sort of reminds me of Texas Chainsaw a bit, and it's kind of House of a Thousand Corpses is quite loosely based on Texas Chainsaw, loosely based on Texas Chainsaw, loosely, loosely based. Oh yeah, it was. House of a Thousand Corpses is loosely based on Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and sometimes when I'm watching House of a Thousand Corpses, it kind of reminds me of it. So is this like a nod? So is this like a? So is this like in an inadvert like a nod, based on the fact that House of a Thousand Corpses is loosely based on? I think maybe that's a bit of a homage or a nod to House of a Thousand Corpses, which is inadvertently related, sort of, to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1973. Right, because Old Monty reminds me of that character from House of a Thousand Corpses. I just wanted to say that. Yeah. Look, I just noticed it. I just noticed it. Oh, I just noticed it. I just noticed it. I did. Okay. Okay. Now the scene after Old Monty leaves, right? He leaves, he looks around the table, he leaves, he walks out the door. That had impact. Now, then Leatherface appears, and the girl on the table starts to scream. All I was going to say was, I think many audiences might. She's under the table, Leatherface appears in this, and she starts screaming. And the intention of the director might be that would be the scare. That's not the scary part. The scary part was beforehand when Old Monty came in, took the beer from the fridge, looked at her under the table, didn't say anything to her and walked out. That had impact. That was impactful. That almost reminded me of when Tim Sidhu goes out to get the car, pulls up, comes back in, and Sally Hart, Marilyn Burns, she's sitting there waiting for the car. That's probably one of the scariest scenes in the movie, right? And so he just sees her under the table, and he walks out, and I think that's so Leatherface appearing and her screaming has far less impact than when Monty comes in, grabs a beer, looks around the table, and then walks out. That has more impact. Yes. Oh, Leo gets to get it. So use it to break the ice. Okay. Leo gets to get it. Use it to break the ice. Yeah. Okay, I got something else. I got something. Now, so it just occurred to me. Now, see this here. And what's his name? Let me just look up his name. Let me look up his name. It just occurred to me. His name is Taylor Handley. Taylor Handley plays Dean. Taylor Handley, who plays Dean. Something has occurred to me. Now, I'm gonna guess. Yeah, maybe you're. I don't know. Maybe you can guess what I'm thinking about here. About Dean. Dean likes to complain a bit. Oh, yep, complain. He doesn't want. Dean doesn't want to go to Vietnam War with his brother. Doesn't want to go there. Fair enough. And it has occurred to me as an observation that Dean is rebelling against his brother, and that could be considered, translated to as in complaining. You see where I'm leading with this? See where I'm leading with? I have not thought about this before. It's because of the photography. The camera angle on Dean, certain parts of my bit annoying. Like the camera angle on Dean is a slightly puffy face in the sun. Reminds me of Franklin. Dean and this Sheriff Hoyts, he dismantles Dean. He doesn't dismantle, he disables him. Like, he really beats him up in the scene. He beats him up. He hits him hard and pretty much disables him in a large sense. I mean, how do you get up from that? And he's reminding me of Franklin character. And so, is Dean a Franklin character? Could he be the Franklin character? It just occurred to me. Oh, I was just saying, finding parallels. Franklin, kind of reminds me of Franklin a little bit, and just as the sheriff here is, doing this, this is taking place, and it's Harley Irby. Oh, look, it's. I'm drawing a few parallels here, and I just thought to myself that arguably this movie is its own entity. However, I just can't help but think of similarities, or what could be similarities, and so they're just occurring to me. And the Sting guy kind of reminds me of Franklin. Franklin. Although Franklin no longer annoys me. That's another thing altogether. Franklin no longer annoys me. I kind of like Franklin these days, but for 20 years I did not like Franklin at all. Yeah, I didn't like. No. I just it was a conversation that occurred the other night, and I was just at my friend Dagmar. She said to me, "I don't watch Texas Massacre. I think of you as like how much Franklin annoys you." I'm like, "He doesn't annoy me anymore. Actually, doesn't annoy me anymore." And she's like, "What do you mean?" But I said, "No, I kind of find him interesting now. I kind of find him. I've said it so many times." She's like, "No, but you don't like Franklin at all." And Dean could be a Franklin character. It's about 1:30 in the morning, and I'm gonna watch the rest of this later. How the hell am I supposed to know? Rick's taking him to Disneyland. This is the shittest time. But no, different movie. Oh. It's the 24th of the 5th, 2023, and it's 6:08 p.m. And I have a point to make, and I have a point to make. Something just occurred to me. I'm in shortcut. I'm not even finished the movie yet. It got to 1:23 a.m. and I got tired, and I thought I'll continue this tomorrow. And I've number of pieces of footage, number of thoughts, and just they're obviously my point of view, and I think some of them might be clutching at straws. Fair enough. And when I say it, I've got a very strong point to make here. I got a very strong point to make. It just occurred. It just occurred to me. Now, if you hear a typewriter in the background, that's my partner. My partner Michelle. She's using a typewriter. Tonight. For my point. Damn. So I'm clutching at straws, and I'm glad. Okay, so I didn't put this through. I did not. I'm putting this through shortcut now. So everything I've filmed so far, I'm putting through shortcut now at the moment, and don't you just hate it when you get a thought and then you lose it? Well, semi-significant as well. Let's think on that, shall we? Don't take up too much time, Pat. Your audience might be impatient. Okay, that's what it was. So when I'm watching a movie, I said I look into it, I analyse it. But I tend to do this very casually though. Like I'm not like, I'm usually do that with something I'm not enjoying, and I'm finding faults with every 5 seconds, like Evil Dead remake, which I made a video about. No, I was watching it casually. I was watching it. I just notice things casually. Just notice things. I'll be like, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. putting this together in Shotcut. Oh, and with this one, I think I'm actually going to use Adobe Premiere Pro. I'm actually going to use that. Earlier today, I'm like, I'm going to use Adobe Premiere Pro when I'm putting this together tonight. So, okay. Now, I said there's a possibility that Ali Omi's character is schizophrenic. I mean, that he has multiple personalities, or he could have 2 different personalities, 3 different personalities. I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking, but what if the editor has made it like that? Like, what if this film, the film itself, is supposed to represent different personalities, and that the script resembled that, or represented that, and that's how they wanted to style it. I did say. Look, now this is unnerving and very well done. This here. That is, alright. It's just, that is a well set up shot. It's well done and it's unnerving. And the blue just pops. It pops. Just like this review. Yes, Mama's house. Oh, yes. That is like weird. How weird that is. Spar's talking about, as I said, there was 2 lines in this movie which are totally. He says those 3 certain words to describe that scene. There's 3 words, and so this is a slicing because I found the descriptive I was looking for. It's weird and awkward. That's what it is. Awkward. I cannot work it out. I can't work out if I think it was part of the script, and he did it. I don't know if there was deliberation over it. I don't know. I don't know if there was discussion over it, if they talked about it. Maybe it was in script, he didn't question it. Maybe they questioned it, maybe they discussed it. It's one of those things, one of those lines in the script where you're like, where the hell did that come from? It's so weird. It doesn't really make any sense. And is it just is it merely meant to be an extension of his character, like into a madness, that he's not playing with a full deck of cards, and the strangeness? Look, the moments with Leatherface. The moments with Leatherface, maybe I've seen this movie, maybe I'm desensitized about horror. I've seen this movie numerous times. It just doesn't. The scenes with Leatherface, to me, are not riveting. Hello, I'm popping in here. It's 25th of May 2023. It's 4:27 PM. And I want to wrap this up. This is a rather long. Okay, I interject for a particular reason. I take it back. The scenes with Leatherface in this, they're interesting and they're a bit intense. And I do take back what I said, that not riveting, because I think Leatherface in this is interesting, and those scenes are done well. I think it's just there could have been less gore. That's all. However, I think the cast does well, and I've had time to think about this. That's why I don't rush to upload. Like sometimes when, I'm going to try and keep this video under an hour. Okay, so I just wanted to say that. Yes. So, yes, okay, about Leatherface, yeah. Alright, okay. And also, when Dean gets his foot stuck in the bear trap, Also, when Dean gets his foot stuck in the bear trap, to me, it's like there could be a parallel. It's a parallel for Franklin being in a wheelchair, like that's Dean's wheelchair. And so I'm interjecting again here. Bear trap and a wheelchair, the parallel. It's the 25th of May, 2023. Look, bear trap and wheelchair, they're not similar things. So letting these things rest overnight and simmer overnight just gives me a new perspective on it again. But it's still a parallel there. Just I don't think I can compare the bear trap to the wheelchair. Just that Dean is disabled. That's what I'm saying. Dean is disabled, and he's stuck. And it was the similarity of Franklin being, what is it, restricted to a wheelchair. Franklin is in a wheelchair, and Dean is now completely disabled. Alright, I honestly want to keep this under an hour. Alright, okay. It, yeah. The scene before when the scene before where, can I call her a fat lady? That's politically incorrect. I love being politically incorrect. Hello. Oh, isn't it wonderful? 24 hours later, I come back to do all the little corrections. Kathy Lambkin, the tea lady. Kathy Lambkin, the tea lady, is wonderful. I think she's wonderful in it. Wonderful. Yes, and I think she deserves great acknowledgement because she did a wonderful job in this movie. Okay, right. Where she gets pushed against the Sheriff Hoyt is coming in from behind, and the guy and the girl, they push Big Fat Betty. They close the door with her. They use her to close the door. I thought that scene was well done, and this movie, it works because it's not a captivating movie, but it's an interesting movie to watch, and the colours used make it work, and mainly the photography and the colours and a few of the characters, and I think that Ali Ermi is maybe the main character. Yeah. Yeah, so there's definite parallels in this, parallels to the original movie, and it's definitely a macabre atmosphere, and that's what they're trying to do. They do it successfully. Okay, yes. The leader of the biker gang, this biker gang guy, is inside the house, yes. And yes, I do. I think when he's in the house, I'm like, yes, he's going to save the day. He's going to end this. He's going to kick ass. There's a feeling of like, yeah, he's going to kick some ass in there, like a glimmer of hope. So a glimmer of hope that with that guy inside the house, it's like, yeah, he's going to take care of things. Yet maybe not. At the beginning of the movie, it was a boy and a girl, and now it says how many? She says two, and she says boys. They're both boys. So at some point, the script changed, or they're ad-libbing, something happened, or the editor was tired. But now it's just a slight discrepancy. But they're now it's two boys. It was a boy and a girl at the beginning. Now it's two boys. So it's just occurred to me that Ali only plays lead psychopath in this movie. I actually wasn't even going to record it anymore until after I'd finished watching it. I think Leatherface, Thomas, if Sheriff Hoyt had not encouraged Thomas, because the biker guy, he's leaning over the chainsaw, and if Sheriff Hoyt had not encouraged Thomas to start the chainsaw up and saw this guy in half, he wouldn't have done it. And after that, Dean's brother, if Hoyt had left that alone, Leatherface then wouldn't have gone downstairs, when probably what is an adrenaline rush, and gone to work on giving Dean's brother that grisly death, which actually is quite grisly, very grisly, and I don't think that would have taken place. So Hoyt, this Hoyt character is encouraging all of it. He encouraged it because I think Thomas is a conflicted character as well. Thomas is a conflicted character, and he wouldn't have done those actions if Hoyt had not have encouraged him. Okay, so it has just concluded. I fell asleep during the last 10 minutes, but I was still listening. Now, disclaimer: I'm about to contradict myself. I'm about to make a contradiction. Not a fun watch, but a reasonable horror movie with somewhat of gore in it. And the scene where Uncle Monty gets his legs taken off by Leatherface, of course under the encouragement of Hoyt, who is the instigator of all this, and then and of course when I fell asleep and woke up as Leatherface had Dean on the chainsaw, which reminded me of Franklin in the first movie, and this is it's intense. This movie is intense in some parts. I wouldn't say. I don't think it's compelling. It's interesting. Some of the dialogue between the characters is tedious, and R. Lee Ermey carries the movie with his macabre, his eeriness, his creepiness, and his humour. And the humour in the film is well delivered, and I think needed. The movie's dark and yet entertaining. I liked that bikie gang guy. I liked that he was potentially almost going to take care of things, but doesn't quite get there. And that Sheriff Hoyt is like a psychopath of the film who puts everything into gear that way. There's lots of black and whites and disjointed things, and I think maybe that's the intention of the movie, where these guys just they don't seem very fazed by what's going on inside the house, but know very well what's going on inside the house, which makes it a hodgepodge of intentions, motivations. I'm wrapping it up. It's okay. It's okay. It's not something. This movie's not something I go to very often. It's okay. It's a only just reasonable horror film. It's a reasonable installment in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. I think there's a few parallels between this, the 1986 version, and the original version, and I think it could have been less gory. I think it could have been less gory than it is. Yeah. Yeah. I think if you've made it this far, that's good going. Really, but it's fantastic if you've made it this far. Fantastic. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it a lot. Midnight Charlie, Man, Patrick. I'm wrapping this up now. I was going to put it through Adobe Premiere Pro, but I might just put it through Shortcut. I don't know if I'm going to do it tonight. I'm thinking about it, maybe. That's my thoughts at the moment. It's my thoughts. It's a worthwhile horror, and some of the scenes are a bit tedious and a little disjointed. Good photography, music colours. I've said it all. There it is, and that's it. I'm wrapping this up now. Okay, thank you.